should lullaby.
A loud New Year's stepped forward. Leni, Luna, and Sam sat together in the living room as Loie headed inside, after hanging up her phone. Okay, that was Carol, and she's the last person who's on her way to my place, Loie smiled. Your friends and boyfriend are on their way, Leni? Totes, yeah they are, Leni smiled. Are you sure there was enough room for everyone? Sam asked. You did say it is cramped for only the numbers in your family. There is enough room, and the inside is warm off. Just make sure you have an open mind, right? Loie said. I know, Luna told me that so many times. This isn't important as you told me about, Luna responded. My horrible Christmas? Sam turned to her. Yeah, everyone had a horrible Christmas, and you know how it happened? Yes, Leni and Luna responded. You're probably not gonna believe us, but neither do my and Leni's friends. But we didn't do this reunion for nothing. Loie then turned to the staircase where his brother was still in his room. Just remember, she turned to Sam, it didn't happen on its own. Sam took a deep breath as she stood up from the sofa. Since it's not as cold as it was in the last few days, I'll wait outside. Seems some of our friends are waiting right now. Leni walked up to the kitchen window, witnessing her and Loie's friends walking up to Mr. Grouse's driveway. We shouldn't keep them waiting then. Luna puts on her jacket, with Leni doing the same. We would have our other sisters to join, but they're busy right now. Exactly. Loie also put on her jacket. After putting it on, she opened the front door only to witness Clyde standing. Clyde, she took notice. Why hasn't Lincoln come to school yet? Clyde walking in. It's been 2 weeks. What do you mean 2 weeks? Sam wondered after putting on her jacket. Let's worry about it at Loie's place. Luna took Sam's hand. You're coming, Leni? Right behind you. Leni rushed behind her. Loie immediately closed the door as she had no choice but to finally come clean with his brother's best friend. She signed while Clyde stood in place. Clyde, you really want to know why Lincoln didn't come back to school? Yes. She guided him up the stairs. The last time you talked to him was on Christmas Eve, right? Technically Christmas morning, but it was still a long time ago. Clyde looked down. He didn't even call me. Yeah, he kind of forgot. As she and Clyde walked up, Clyde turned his attention to Lincoln's bedroom door. It's better if he gives you the answers than me. I'm giving the answers to my old high school friends. Loie headed back downstairs, heading out as Clyde took his steps to Lincoln's bedroom door. He knocked on the door, but with no response. Lincoln, he said. Lincoln. Without his best friends answering it, he looked at the doorknob. He turned it slowly, pushing it, and the moment he laid eyes on his best friend, his suspicion turned to fear. Lincoln? Lincoln woke up after sleeping for hours. He blinked as he witnessed Clyde. Clyde? Oh my gosh, what happened to you? He looked down with tears in his glasses. Christmas and me, he answered as he took a deep breath, coming clean with his best friend after weeks of not contacting him. Outside, Loie invited her friends Carol, Roger, Whitney, Dana, Becky, and 2 of her college friends, Iwan and Marissa, inside, along with Leni's friends, Maddie, Jackie, Fiona, Miguel, along with her ex-boyfriend Gavin and her boyfriend Wivel. What's taking Booba Bear so long? Loie looked at the end of the driveway. He should be here along with Carlota. Oh, we completely forgot how their Christmas was, Luna commented. I don't want to know what Great Lake City was like. Especially Carlota's Christmas, Leni added. We have no other choice. We're all gonna listen to our friends and boyfriends about their Christmases, Loie said. And girlfriend, but you're right, Luna replied. Then the McCullough van drove into Mr. Grouse's driveway, catching their attention. Upon parking in front of the garage, Bobby and Carlota came out. We're here, sorry the traffic got in the way, Bobby responded. Were we late? Carlota asked. No, Loie smiled. You both are just on time. As she invited Bobby and Carlota inside, she witnessed Ryan coming out of the van. Is Lincoln in there? She pointed. No, he's still in our house, Leni added. Let's just say he's becoming a homebody kid. Really? Ryan turned to the loud house. I'm missing being a homebody kid after the Christmas me and my family had. Loie knew Ryan would come over with how it affects her like everyone else, but with how her brother's healing up slowly, she knows she'll have the same reaction as Clyde. How about you hang out with us for a bit? I want to check up on him. Maybe it's best if you stay with us for about 10 minutes, Luna pushed Ryan gently inside Loie's room as Leni and Loie followed as they closed the door. Back inside Lincoln's bedroom, Lincoln took a sip of his glass of ice water after telling Clyde everything that happened. I can't believe it, Clyde responded with tears still in his glasses. What happened on Christmas Day? Nothing is unbelievable anymore, Lincoln responded. You harming yourself is more unbelievable, all because of your gift? I didn't even use my gift other than trying to get to the HQ, which failed. Clyde then went through Lincoln's drawers, taking out the Whip Hardcore multi-tool. Upon looking at it, it still reminded him that it was the reason why Christmas turned upside down. You do know this is still mostly your fault, right? And you know you can't deny this was all you're thinking about. Yes, I did brag, but I still didn't rub it on anyone's face. Lincoln then looked up at his ceiling. At times I wanted to see that's Nani along with how I acted, but I didn't face the reality of Christmas itself. But Lincoln, we've seen our classmates talking about Santa since December started, and years previous, you've been a good boy to show that to him. Yeah, but you wanna know something else? He turned to him. My sisters weren't meant to be on the nice list. They were all on the naughty list. They got placed on the nice list for saving Christmas, so Duncan's database was beyond outdated, and I wouldn't be surprised if other flippers would have the same problem as I did. Clyde attempted to imagine himself by Lincoln and his family's side after hearing about the North Pole. With some of the awful things he did with him in the past, he's surprised he wasn't a flipper like him. Do you think I would get a panic attack if I was in your position? If you managed to hack into the network, I would say yes. Clyde then crossed his arms while looking at the floor. I wouldn't hurt myself. If anything, I would do anything to have the world forgive me for what I caused. I get it was far too much for you, but I'm sure they won't forgive you even when you're not alive, nor feel sympathy for your depression. I did tell you what I was gonna do, right? Yes, but I wouldn't hate you for how it affected everyone on Christmas morning, because I have known you for a long time. It's just no one out there does. Lincoln's heart rate slowly sped up, but with someone like his best friend, it stayed at its limit. I barely know a lot of Ryan's family other than her and Bobby. So do your classmates, except Stella and the others. Besides, you should know that no one on this planet will ever find out about what you did as long as you keep it to yourself. Well, Lincoln stopped himself after having a conversation with his 3 older sisters. Loie wouldn't have a high school reunion at her place along with Leni's friends and Luna's girlfriend. Clyde didn't forget what Loie said to him before heading out. Then again, he was so on his mind about Lincoln, it was the last thing on his mind. You hope she and the others are handling it? They saw what I did to myself, so some of the friends could be trustworthy since I did meet some of them. As Clyde looked at Lincoln's window, he wondered what Lois' high school reunion is like as he heard from his classmates at school how the Christmas did to them. No way, Leni reacted. Yes way, both Jackie and Mandy reacted. Even when we got our gifts at the end of Christmas, we still didn't have time to do our Christmas fashion show with how late it was, Mandy added. We couldn't even do a Christmas show after Christmas as we had to focus on our New Year's Eve fashion afterwards, Miguel said. We had no choice but to keep those Christmas outfits on hold for Christmas at the end of this year, Fiona added. I've gone through the same thing, Carlota chimed in, except Elisa's concert was cancelled, meaning I had to throw away my Christmas outfit for her. You think that's horrible, Wyan getting everyone's attention? Sergio made everyone really miserable with his party spreading in Great Lake City. Wyan then remembered how his family, including his mother, had to see that one word before saying Sergio's name. We had to call him King Sergio. That had to make everyone hate him, Roger added. Not to mention a nuisance to society, Whitney added. You don't even know half of it, Carlota moaned in annoyance. He made everything about himself to where if someone said no, he would blast speakers in their sleep. If everything didn't go back to normal, we wouldn't sleep a single night, Ryan finished. As if taking him to board boot camp wasn't enough for him, Bobby added. After listening to all of their Christmas stories, Lori, Leni, and Luna processed everything in order to give them the clear answer in all of this. Was my story and my brother that bad to you, Luna? Sam asked. It is, Luna replied. All of your stories were that bad. But you really want to know why all that happened? Leni added. Lori closed her eyes with the plastic bag in her hand. Since days before New Year's Eve, she kept it in her room, preventing anyone from witnessing it, but knew she could trust her friends, along with Lenny's boyfriend and Luna's girlfriend. She reached into the bag and lifted the item out, revealing it to everyone. This is a Christmas tablet, she spoke. I don't think they sold those, Ewan commented. That's because they don't. This is actually from the North Pole. Lori opened her eyes as she looked at everyone inside. My brother Lincoln hacked into the network to put him on the nice list, which caused him to break Christmas by accident. Your brother Lincoln did this? Dana reacted. Is that the same boy who performed at your party in the basement? Yes, that's our brother, Luna commented. Everyone in the room remained silent while feeling shocked. Ryan didn't hesitate after processing it fast. I can't believe this, she said. He ruined everything, Marissa blinked. Yes, he did ruin everything, but what Lori said, it was by Leni getting cut off by Wivel. Accident, but that doesn't mean it's an excuse that he did it. You have no idea how my family reacted when they got caught, Gavin crossed his arms. My disappointment was that much. Where is he? He's in his room, but please don't bother him. Lori attempted to block the door, but Carol got in her way. Lori, you heard our stories and how it all affected us, she replied. You seriously think we should just forgive him like that? She didn't even say that, Luna reacted. Then why isn't he here? Yeah, why? Ryan commented. Is it because he's in shame for what he did? Miguel wondered. Can we please cool it down? Lori reacted. You have every right to be mad just as much as we did, but this is why he isn't with us. We would tell more about it, but you may not believe us, Leni added. What do you mean? Ewan said. What happens at the North Pole stays at the North Pole, Luna said. I'm not lying, it's the truth. What, did he turn Santa into a naughty Santa? Carlota guessed. All that the three older sisters nodded without hesitation. Kids would have nightmares when they find out they changed Santa, Leni responded, including Linky. Everyone in the room thought it was all a joke, but they know Santa exists, knowing that anything out of the blue can always be unexpected. If we told you everything about it, you would not understand how the Christmas time continuum works, Luna replied. How does that make sense on why Santa turns to watch or gets cut off? Exactly, Lori, Leni, and Luna responded. Ryan's idea of Santa turning naughty was the last thing on her mind with how her Christmas turned out. But now she remembered she, like everyone else, sends her letters to Santa, including Lincoln. She figured it could be the reason why he isn't here right now. Is it just me, or is Santa just as harmful to the planet's safety as Lincoln? Carol wondered. I'm mostly thinking of how his own tablet turned him naughty, Sam added. Did Lincoln do this because he really wanted a gift? Becky asked. Yes, Leni answered. He was on the naughty list because of one of the elves. We had to learn about it the hard way rather than just his words, Luna added. Yeah, that actually makes sense, River commented. If Santa was the only thing doing Christmas on his own, elves wouldn't even exist. Still though, if Lincoln didn't do this, he would have left everyone's Christmas well enough alone, even if he would have ended up getting Cole. No offense, but I agree with him, Gavin replied. It's still his problem, and he gave all of us our own problems we didn't deserve. I can't believe I'm saying this, Bobby said. As much as I see him as a longer brother, I wouldn't forgive him. Ryan felt like she heard enough as she has all the answers. She closed her eyes while clenching her fists slightly. Upon taking a deep breath, she made her way to Lori's door, catching Lori's attention but didn't stop her. She was aware it was bound to happen, but it gave her the advantage to keep her friends from leaving. Ryan headed out the door, closing it from behind as she headed to Lincoln's house. Back inside, Clyde had his hand on Lincoln's chest. The heart rate was slowly speeding up as it took Clyde by notice. I can feel it speed up, he responded. It didn't go faster during nighttime, including when I cried, but thankfully some of my sisters comforted me after the intervention. So, when are you planning to come back to school? Clyde letting go of Lincoln's chest. Maybe sometime next month or March, Lincoln answered. My doctor told me to stay here for 1 or 2 more months to prevent another panic attack. So it's best to get our friends here rather than coming to school. But Lincoln, are you concerned about what they're gonna feel when they see you like this? I am concerned, but at least we can show them how I'm feeling in all of this. It's just I hope what Santa said to me in his letter, everyone won't look down at me. Clyde wanted to believe him. However, if he told him how he really feels, it hurt him more. Then Lincoln's bedroom door was pushed open, catching Lincoln and Clyde's attention, revealing Ryan, who immediately flinched the second he saw Lincoln. Lincoln? She rushed inside, looking straight to Lincoln in his bed. What happened to you? Ryan, he reacted. You came here? I had no other choice because it's been a long time since we hung out. When Lori invited my brother and cousin, I had to take my opportunity. She left the door open, still staring at Lincoln's bandages. Seriously, how did you end up like this? Lincoln closed his eyes as after confessing with his best friend, he has to do the same with his friend from Great Lake City. I had a panic attack. I hurt myself because I hacked into the North Pole network just to get a gift I really want. And it's what I really wanted. It's actually true, but also... Clyde stopped himself while also helping out his friend. He turned Santa into Naughty Santa, Ryan guessed as it caught their attention, because your sisters admitted to it. Lincoln felt like he was caught without proving any further to Ryan. He can't predict exactly what happened in Lori's room, but he knows it's anything but positive. I don't have to ask that you're mad, right? He looked up at the ceiling. Yes, I am mad, she crossed her arms. But unlike my brother, I would still forgive you, even after having a horrible Christmas, Clyde added. Yes, but if you've never hurt yourself after hearing about it, I wouldn't have second thoughts of seeing the good side of you. Lincoln's mindset had always been negative due to him messing up Christmas, and he always imagined what Ryan's reaction would be like when she found out. I doubt anyone in Lori's room would think the same way you did. True, but your sisters never told them you hurt yourself, especially like this. They're just protecting my health from anyone who won't respect my health. I still ruined Christmas accidentally. Lincoln's heart rate continued to speed up while Ryan witnessed his body shaking. If they don't see you like this, they probably won't get the full answers. I do not want to know how you hurt yourself, not because I wouldn't do it, but no one would ever expect someone to do that, especially from a kid. Clyde processed from Ryan's response as he also thought about what Lincoln said to him. He turned to him and tried coming clean to him just like he just did. No offense, but you may have no choice other than to hurt yourself. But no kid would be like this unless it was from a car accident, or worse. It had nothing to do with Christmas itself. Yeah, Lincoln spoke. I'm the only boy who's ever been to the North Pole, and people know that when they live far away from there. He took a deep breath to process what's left as he came to the conclusion. I want to go out and meet everyone inside Lori's room. You think they're still in there? Clyde wondered. I'm sure if we get there right now, Ryan replied. Okay, Lincoln moved his blankets as he moved his body. I do need a hand to get down the stairs though. We'll make sure you don't fall. As Lincoln took his crutches, he and his friends headed out while taking their time down the stairs. Meanwhile, back at Lori's place, everyone inside became impatient with how the reunion's going. Seriously, Lori, it's probably best if we just leave, Melissa said. We didn't plan to stay here for this long, Fiona added. But we can still light up the mood, Leni replied. It's not helping, Leni, River spoke. Would you rather help me with my problems? It'll cheer me up more than what you're doing right now. Anything won't be better with how Lincoln ruined Christmas for us, Jackie added. Please, it's not the end of the world, Lori said. It isn't, but it was still our first ever worst Christmas in our lives, Carol retorted. I don't agree we should talk about our times in the holidays, but you know it wasn't our fault. Like, come on, Luna. Let's just go hang out with the moon goats. Sam took her hand, but Luna remained still. Do you want to know what I said to my bro? Luna closed her eyes as her girlfriend rolled her eyes. You insult him and you regretted it later, Sam guessed as Luna nodded. Whatever it is, he deserved it. But he actually doesn't. Back inside, Ryan and Clyde helped Lincoln out to the front door while walking down the sidewalk. It's a good thing the sidewalk isn't covered with ice, unlike in Great Lake City, Clyde commented. But still, if you didn't rip your jacket apart, you wouldn't deal with hypophobia, Ryan commented. If Mr. Grouse wasn't my neighbor next door, that would be a problem. Lincoln taking his time while using his clutches, but at least no one is coming out of Lori's room. As he witnessed Lori's room in Mr. Grouse's garage, he stepped in the driveway as he headed up. Okay, that's it, Whitney groaned. Since you won't allow us to leave, we might as well take the garage door instead. As everyone except the sisters looked around, Gavin saw a garage remote by Lori's TV. This is it, he picked it up. I'll take it from here. He pointed the remote at the garage door, pressed the button as everyone turned their attention to the door moving up. What are we gonna do? Leni reacted next to Lori, but the moment the entire garage door lifted up, not a single person headed out, catching their attention. Friends? Lori, Leni, and Luna turned their attention to the outside of the garage door. Everyone's reactions turned from slight anger and impatient to shock and fear in just a matter of seconds. Lincoln stood in place with Ryan and Clyde behind him. He didn't expect the garage door to open at all. And the moment all of Lori's and Leni's friends, the boyfriends, and Luna's girlfriend laid eyes on him, tears came out from Sam along with Bobby, while Leni's friends, boyfriend and ex-boyfriend, shake in fear from the bandages covering up. Carol placed her hands on her mouth, while Melissa and Elon couldn't bear to look at Lincoln. Lincoln? Bobby reacted. He is... Carol reacted as Lori placed her hand on her shoulder. Beyond in pain, Lori said. And in his heart, Luna added. Everyone rushed up to Lincoln with every friend in every corner. Did he even showered? Maddie witnessed Lincoln's head. I still see bloodstains in his hair. And his legs, Sam replied. Who knows what would happen if germs come through his wounds? I wish I could hug him, but I'll hurt him, Dana reacted. Okay, Lori coming out of the garage. Let's take this back inside and we'll actually work this out. The group wasted little time as they headed back inside Lori's room as Luna pressed the garage door button, lowering the garage door back down. Lincoln sat down on Lori's sofa with Ryan and Clyde sitting next to him. Everyone couldn't control their emotions from the sight of Lincoln, and their tears continued to stream down. There's no way he got like this during Christmas, Fiona commented. Did Santa do this? Miguel wondered. No, Lincoln responded. I did. Everyone gasped while his sisters remained silent. We went to the North Pole to reverse what I caused and... I had a panic attack after seeing what I ruined at Royal Woods and thinking about the planet. Clyde and Ryan witnessed everyone sniffing hard. I've studied about panic attacks, Ewan commented. That had to be horrifying. It's worse if you were with us when we saw it, Leni replied. He made blood scare... We get it, Jackie reacted. I'm surprised he lived after all that, Carol commented. You would have died. It was all I thought about, Lincoln responded. I hated Christmas and there's no other way. I wanted nothing to do with it anymore. He's telling the truth, Lori filled in. I didn't want to tell you because you wouldn't believe it. And we just wanted to protect his mental health, Leni added. Even giving him comfort doesn't help 24/7. He does get better, but it's really slow, Luna added. Food and music doesn't taste or sound anything to him, and it's still devastating that he didn't enjoy the song I sang to him last night. Sam looked at Lincoln, ashamed of himself for not improving his bond with his sisters since the new year began. What's the insult you told to your brother? She turned back to Luna. Santa's little cheater. She lowered her head. It was all before he... You know what. Luna, Sam reacted, that's too far even for you. If you were defending me, it didn't help. I didn't know what came to me when I said it, and I didn't think he would harm himself that hard. We didn't know he would do that when it happened, Lori said. Okay, we admit we would be in your position if it happened out of the blue, Wivel replied. The unthinkable can really make us feel scared. Like, he wouldn't even come out in the public eye without people viewing him like this without getting the Christmas ideal. Carlota looked closely at Lincoln while turning to Ryan. How is he gonna hang out with you? Probably inside his room, Ryan answered. I am going back to school in a month or so. but I'm sure people will still have questions that I can't lie about, Lincoln said. Our friends wouldn't take it easier when that happens, Clyde commented, and I doubt playing video games would make us feel better. The disagreement of coming out couldn't get any lower, does it? Roger crossed his arms. Isolation really took it to a brand new level, Whitney added. Of self-improvement, Marissa finished. With everyone feeling speechless at the moment, Lori and her sisters felt relieved their friends, boyfriends, and girlfriend were all on the same page. But at the same time, they still agree with every word they say. They didn't even plan on taking Lincoln out after his body healed up. Becky, who remained silent since witnessing Lincoln, did remember that time she met Lincoln without Lori with her. She still got her gift from her parents from Christmas, but it didn't cheer her up due to the implications upon finding out. She walked past her high school friends while taking out her gift from her bag. Lincoln, she spoke to Lincoln's attention. She showed it to him with Clyde and Ryan also looking at it. Do you want this ticket? In a savvy convention? Lincoln looked closely. And it's taking place in Great Lake City, Clyde added. That's also where El Falcon and Alyssa Boella's gonna be, Ryan added. I'm still a fan of A Savvy with a passion, but I can't afford to drive 3 hours to Great Lake City and back, Becky replied. And since Lori drove to places 3 hours away from each other, I figured you would come there to enjoy yourself. Lincoln slightly took the ticket from Becky as he continued to read it. It's also a VIP ticket where you can not only bring more than 15 people who are 4 or older along, but also talk to the famous celebrities there. That's a really great experience, Ryan smiled. But is it really worth it to toss it away to him? I'm just not a fan of El Falcon and Alyssa Boella, Becky explained. Plus, my friends and family aren't available when the convention happens, so I would have been alone and it didn't feel like a Christmas gift. I guess it did make sense when you said your Christmas gift felt underwhelming involving the experience, Lori commented. I mean, I went to Great Lake City once and I enjoyed it, but without the help of my parents, it wouldn't be as fun going through all that. Lincoln felt bad in Becky's position to where he doesn't want to accept the ticket, but on the other hand, he hadn't touched A Savvy in a while. Would you like it if I took you along? Will your friends and family be more important? Yes, but I'm not happy about this. I don't hate it. I felt surprised, but just not excited. I don't really blame you. With the ticket in mind, Lori did remember her experience the last time she involved anything A Savvy related. Leni and Luna also remembered where their experiences left their brother when they could have been there for him. Lincoln, Luna responded. We should probably go there. I agree, Leni added. We felt like a different family by excluding you. Over a talent, we didn't appreciate you more while you appreciate our talents, Lori added. Yeah, I'm also getting nightmares of what I caused. Lincoln began to tear up, remembering how the state he was in back then didn't affect him physically until now. He painted catching Lori, Leni, and Luna's attention along with Ryan and Clyde. Okay, Lori rushed up to her brother. It's great you came here, Lincoln, but it's time to come back to your room. Oh my gosh, Bobby reacted. Don't tell me he's thinking about harming himself. He may, but we're preventing that. She gently pulled Lincoln up as they slowly headed to the door. Wait, Marissa blocking the door. We don't want to know what you did, Lincoln, but this would make you and your sisters come forward from the wands. You haven't done that, right? All that Lincoln did was shake his head in response. That's it. Exactly, Gavin catched on. You never had any resolution to times like these. There's definitely a lot of catching up the way I'm hearing it, Carlota replied. I still don't know if it's gonna work, Lincoln reacted. I mean, I did create the full deck, but it's not something we would enjoy doing together. As much as I hate to admit it, but my bro's right, Luna commented. I did enjoy it, but not with him. Was it because it had nothing to do with his passion? Ewan wondered. No. Lori remembered what happened when she and her sisters won the contest, but with little care they had. The attention got in the way far too much. Let's just say fame wasn't what we thought when we keep getting questions on who created the full deck online. And not a single A-savvy fan in person asks a question about that, Leni added. There have been people wanting to know about it, Luna replied while turning to Becky. Have you read online that there's going to be a newscast going on there? Yes, Becky answered. It's gonna be worldwide. The last A-savvy movie did go worldwide, but it didn't gain that much attention. But after watching the trailer of the next film, there's going to be a lot of people at the A-savvy section of the convention. Lori and her sisters have a chance to help out Lincoln for not doing so last time. Lincoln, Lori turned to her brother. We still have those costumes of the full deck. If we go there and you give answers to the A-savvy fans, they will want to know more about you, Leni added. It may not fix your Christmas problem, but it'll give you a chance to feel comfortable in the public eye, Yuna added. Lincoln always wanted attention, and he couldn't deny it, but dealing with exposure can still raise concern, especially for his mental health. Especially the unexpected that his panic attack might come back, him hoping it's not the case. Do I have to wear my A-savvy costume? He asked. No, but you do have to take a shower, but we'll help you out when the day comes, Lori smiled. I should go, Clyde smiled. I can ask my friends to come over and we'll work this out. Yeah, I am planning on coming back to Royal Woods before the convention, so I'll pick you and the others up, Bobby smiled. You can sleep in our apartment in the meantime, Ryan offered. For taking you back? Ah, Bobby remembered. We can work on that, Boo Boo Bear, Lori smiled. Besides, they still need to know what happened. We can work on it, Clyde smiled. Come on, Lincoln. Yeah, give this a chance, Carol smiled. This could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even if you're in the public eye like this, it'll give you more respect for your dedication, Fiona added. As long as no one finds out about what you did, you'll be fine, Carlota added. Maybe I can have Elisa give you a free CD from her latest album. Her songs do ease the depression. The confidence from everyone around him gave Lincoln a smile. I'm going, he responded. I'll still be afraid, but I'll go with it no matter what. Then I'm going too, Ryan smiled. It'll be the first time I'll ever see the full deck. And I'm gonna dress as Elf Halcón to get into the spirit, Bobby grinned. But that would mean I have to bring Carl along. There's gonna be a lot going on in the convention, so we should be there early before it gets too crowded, Lori commented. I hope you enjoy your time there, Melissa smiled. Anyway, I think we should go. It's been a pleasure to have this reunion, Roger turned to Lincoln, and good luck at the convention. You're definitely gonna need it, Miguel added. As the majority of Lori and Lenny's friends came out, River became the last to come out, turning to Lincoln. At the end of spring, I'm being trained on being in charge of Camp Mastodon, and I'll earn that privilege for the majority of summer, instead of being counselor. Do you want to spend time at camp for 1 week? Lincoln did miss camp when he left Camp Mastodon, and by the time it returned for the summer, he'll heal up. When he turned to Leni, she couldn't control her smile. I would spend the whole summer at camp for you. She then turned her attention to Lincoln. But it's fine if you don't want to come, Linky. I still have 5 months to think about it, Lincoln answered. If I talk to my friends at school who are offering to come, are they invited? Maybe. If you give me names and maybe pictures of them, I'll work it out. Just keep in mind. He stopped towards the door. I'm not an expert of bringing friends together, including love. I'm still teaching him about it, Leni smiled. We still haven't kissed yet, River blushed. He's such a slow learner for me being his first ever girlfriend. Talk about slow love, Sam commented. The less said about that, the better. River headed out as the remaining people inside headed out to the loud house and into Leni's bedroom. Lori took out the large box from the attic, bringing it inside Leni's room as she placed it on her old mattress. Upon opening the top, Ryan, Bobby, and Carlota witnessed the outfits of the full deck. These look impressive, Carlota smiled. You're totes gonna love my outfit when I wear it, Leni replied. It took so much time to make all of this work, Lincoln said. And if I had a similar group of heroes for David Seeley, they wouldn't be on board. It is true, Luna commented. Let's just say being spies for one time would have made all of us guilty. And I'm sure your brother has issues of abandoning it. But I don't need to know about it, Sam guessed. It's better that way, Lincoln smiled. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't control what's around you. The good thing is he hasn't had nightmares about it, so let's hope we keep it that way, Lori said while taking out her goggles of the full deck. We will practice for our performances for the day we head to Great Lake City. Just hope the judges aren't the same ones from Royal Woods, Clyde commented, and more respectful at that. There's not going to be a contest. The ticket itself allows Lincoln and his guesses to meet the celebrities there, Luna said. Plus, if there was a contest for a movie role, I'll pass big time for real. The thing I also need to work out is meeting Ryan's family, Lincoln said while turning to Ryan. Who are you bringing along to the convention? I'm thinking of my mom since she's the most upset during Christmas and the convention is the closest to her cheering up. If 12 is midnight comes at the last minute. Lincoln knew for a fact the Casagrande would pick up the pieces eventually. If you tell her the truth, please reason with her. Reasoning with my mom is still gonna be harder than you think. Let's just focus on the positives, Carlota filled in. CJ is willing to forgive since he wasn't too upset last Christmas. I'm blaming him to enjoy himself at the convention. What about Sid's family? Lincoln wondered. Ryan bit her lip, remembering how affected they were more than her family. If they do come, you might as well avoid them by any means necessary. Fair enough. Lincoln then headed out from Leni's room. I'm gonna go back to my room and heal more. I hope I'm healthy, not just in my mind but also in my heart. Clyde immediately walked up to him. I'll make sure we have our friends on your side after what happened, he replied. They won't be there for emotional support, but they can protect you if something happens to you. I'll take it with no support at all. Great spirit, bro, Luna giving Lincoln a thumbs up. See you for dinner, Lincoln, Lori waved. As Lincoln waved back, he and Clyde headed to Lincoln's bedroom as Lori put the goggles back inside the box. There's one thing I need to know, Ryan walked up to Lori. Is the actor who played Savvy gonna be there? I'm sure, Lori replied. He's the one whom Lincoln didn't meet, unlike us. Should we do more research on the convention? Bobby wondered. You know, in case it'll disappoint him that he isn't there. Carlota thought ahead as she checked her phone from the website. Unfortunately, the news she saw isn't good. He isn't appearing. Ouch, Luna flinched. Shall I give Lincoln the bad news? Wait, there is one savvy actor who's appearing. Lori, Leni, Luna, Ryan, Bobby, and Sam went behind Carlota to see the info from her phone. They witnessed a lady in a blue superhero outfit, posing with her actor's name at the bottom, but her character's name on the bottom of her surprised them. The legendary Lady Ace, Sam commented. Is that the title of the latest Ace Savvy movie? I guess. When Lori took out her phone to look up the film itself, she couldn't believe what she witnessed. Oh my fame and fortune, her film is literally over $1.5 billion at the box office. Seriously? Ryan blinked. Wow, that's totes like 10 times of Ace Savvy popularity, Leni reacted. Lori then popped her head out of her room, checking at Lincoln's door, which wasn't open in reaction. She closed the door as she went back to the box itself. What's at the bottom of the full deck outfits is the Ace Savvy outfit that Lincoln wore. She took it out and as she stared at it. She remembered how important this was to him back then, and it was taken away from him. I doubt he'll wear this again, but I'm still gonna bring it along if something comes out of it, Lori commented. Also bring the one-eyed Jack costume for Clyde, Luna said. It's in the box too, so we're all good. We really need to keep this from Lincoln, so it'll be a surprise for him. I like it, Ryan smiled. I just hope she isn't in a bad mood due to Christmas. That's what I'm afraid of also. Lori walked up to Ryan. I don't know the actor, but she better not be a diva. I met some divas and they were not nice, Carlota while looking at her phone for more details. I hope the Lady Ace's actor is as passionate as Lincoln. She then looked at the villain from the comics who's appearing at the convention. You think this kitty's a good celebrity for him? She showed her phone to them. Oh, Lori remembered. Maybe it's best we have him avoid him at all costs, Leni added. Yeah, big time, Luna added. What do you mean? Just make sure he's far away from him, Lori cut Carlota off. It had something to do with Lincoln, was it? Sam turned to Ryan. I don't know, Ryan answered, but for the sake of his health, it's best I don't. I'm confused as to why a kitty is a villain in the Ace Savvy franchise, Bobby replied as his sister looked up to him. So many questions, Lori sighed. Everything is still messed up with or without ghosts, underworld, pirates, aliens, and even Christmas magic, Luna added. All Linky better stay strong at the convention. Leni crossed her arms, feeling concerned.